Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cheyenne and this is Cheyenne New. So while I really want to get into random drama and my experiences doing the stand-up show in South Carolina with Doughboy and Chantel, I really want to just take a moment to acknowledge how many awful things are kind of happening to the ADD crew. And I don't want to bring everyone down, but I can't not acknowledge it that the people that entertain us are going through really hard times right now. Tony Baker's son, 18-year-old Sir Rain, was killed or murdered in a street racing accident along with two of his friends. It's very tragic. Obviously, it sucks to just hear it. And the way Tony Baker is working through it is obviously being himself, crying, but also making jokes. And I think it's really inspiring how transparent he's being with how he's dealing with things. And then Nick, I believe Carthan, you may have seen him on Zooming with the Homies. He's done a couple of podcasts with the other people of ADD, and it was just really unfortunate to hear that he died Friday the 13th at 40 years old. He was at the peak of his prime, allegedly. I don't know what his peak would have been if he hadn't have died, but he was really going towards his goals, doing really well on production and jokes, and it's just really sad to see someone's life end as they are literally living and giving so much of themselves to others. But unfortunately, with his tie to ADD, a lot of people are kind of using his death as clout and as an excuse to reach out to other people to offer their condolences or whatever. But as Tacarra said, who was his previous partner and the mother of one of his daughters or daughter, she was don't come to me with this inconsiderate stuff. The people who knew Nick know that he's dead and do not need your input on any of their grievances. So before I move on to lighter, sillier things, I just want to say that if you want to support these people as they're going through hard times, pray. If that's something you do, I'm sure everyone appreciates prayer. Tony Baker said do not send flowers, but I think Kanisha does like flowers. Speaking of Kanisha, I lost the footage of me talking about her earlier, but she caught COVID a couple of weeks ago and spent a lot of time in the hospital. I think she was recently released and she is wearing an oxygen tank. So just don't act without thinking. Think about the person that you're trying to console before you just say whatever you want. Okay, now that I've got that off of my chest, I have one more tick to unload. Now let's get to the tea. So I've been wanting to talk about this for a couple of weeks, but everything's been really crazy. Obviously, I was in South Carolina, I was doing stand-up, I have a job, there's so much going on in life. But I have made the time to sit down and talk about something, and that is Aunties Hoes. I really liked Aunties Hoes. I've said that in multiple videos. I did a best podcast of ADD. I talked about them recently, and I was really hoping that being independent would give them more creativity, fun things. So it's not only is your production value going down, not only do you need a new producer, not only are you booking guests with horrible reputations that are also boring and wrong and corny. Some of these guests are awful. I'm just freaking sick of the gross misinformation that they give out, especially about the vaccine, because it's you're a comedian, you have a family that you love, you are traveling, you're not wearing a mask, but you're also not vaccinated. It's literally saying, I don't give a shit about how my actions affect others. I'm going to do what I feel comfortable with, which is one thing. And it's your freedom to do whatever you want until that freedom impedes on the lives of others. All these comedians are catching COVID at bars and performing. And it's one thing to It's one thing to be afraid of getting a new shot. It's a whole nother thing to be afraid of getting a new shot and then proceeding to live as if you have. That's the difference. No one's going to make you take the shot, but it would be best for everyone who doesn't get vaccinated to stay home. What sucks the most about Aunties Hoes, like just absolutely declining in value, is that there's not many podcasts with two funny women on it. And I'm just going to miss that so much. But I cannot support women simply for being women if they are pretty much co-signing abuse to other women. Like when you have guests that make statements like this, I'm really dying at Nick looking very confused and concerned in the corner. Kev on stage is always getting pulled into things. Like this man's not even here. That's so crazy because he did admit to it, y'all. You're not standing with women, and I can't stand with you. Thank you for watching my video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. One of my end of the year goals is to reach 1,000 subscribers. You know, 3 years later, who cares? But if you care, please subscribe. It costs you nothing. And I only put out a video like once a week. So put me in the lineup. Thanks for watching. Bye.